Hey folks, welcome back to Black and White. Here, about to leave Nimbasa City. We've got two places we can go, we've got a split path. But it's one of those illusionary split paths where one is a dead end. And of course, I'll be going through the dead end first. Anywho, this guy gives you a macho brace. I can oversimplify this, or I can go into all the metagame stuff that nobody cares about. It cuts your speed in half, which means you'll basically always go last. But you'll gain stats a lot quicker, so overall your Pokemon will be stronger if you can deal with that. Mostly people use it in order to train for competitive battling. Anywho, lots of trainers on this route with nothing of interest. Unfortunately, it's a bunch of stuff we've already seen. I'm not sure if you've actually seen this on screen before. I've definitely talked about this guy, but a Drillbur. Not as cool as his evolution, but he's still pretty boss. I'm gonna look at this guy. He's a ground type. Really high attack stat, one of the highest, his evolution has one of the highest attack stats in the game, which is pretty darn good. If you want a physical attacker, he's the one to go for. And that's basically all of interest on this route in terms of trainers and trainer Pokemon. So I'm just gonna fight these guys, and you're gonna see them talk, and then you're not even gonna see the fight, and it's gonna be amazing. I find in my editing that I'm trying to edit more and more so that you barely even realize that there was a fight. Oh, I love that. The Marvelous Bridge. It's marvelous, and also a bridge. Hey, we need cut. Oh, hey, we have cut. This is the only reason I keep Servine around. In case you don't realize this. Servine is here to use cut, not to be a team member. Anyway, this here is Lostlorn Forest. Not much of interest at this point, but there is a certain special event stuff that happens here later on, in the post-game mostly. I just want to show it off now, and, you know, just in case I forget or can't show the stuff off, which might happen. But anyway, there's this trailer mobile home person hanging out. So yeah, we got one of those crazy ladies who lives in the woods and doesn't talk to anybody. Ever. We may be back, I'm not sure. We'll see. People in the comments, don't say what it's for, honestly. Jesus Christ, don't spoil things. Anyway, editing back, crossing over to the other side of Nimbasa, overturned to Route 5. And Route 5 is notable because it's the 5th route and it has a bunch of reformers, and it also has Sharon. If we just charge through, Sharon would once again interrupt the little scroller thing at the top that says what route we're on. He's so rude. I'm not going to get over that. Anyway, as usual, Sharon is not very hard because I'm someone over-leveled. But even in my original playthrough, he was kind of not hard at all. Like, I miss when rivals were difficult, honestly. Because, like, I'm just gonna use Return on every single Pokemon. It's pretty sad, honestly. A little more interesting in the team playthrough. I gotta swap out to change Pokemon, depending on who's a better type matchup. It's amazing. It's, like, actually what Pokemon is supposed to be about, so it's good. But unfortunately, Liepard is really fragile, so one-shotted. And this other Pokemon don't do much better. For instance, we got Dewott. I believe you've seen Dewott before. And guess how I'm going to take care of him. If you guessed using Return, you're correct. If it didn't one-shot, I feel like if the random number generator was on my side, it could have one-shotted, but that would just make things too easy. So instead it's a 2-shot and he didn't actually attack me. Which is just, you know, it adds another layer of difficulty. And over in black, we got Pignite. Now I forgot the Pignite is part fighting, so I tried to use Smackdown or whatever it's called. It's a sort of rock move. Thinking that it would be more effective than Aqua Jet, but the fighting type made it neutral. So Aqua Jet is actually a better idea. Yeah, super effective moves. Very useful. Keep in mind, I'm fighting with completely unevolved team at this point. Whereas he's evolved 3/4 of his team. He hasn't evolved his pan monkey person, but those never get too threatening. I say this because I used one in my own personal playthrough. And unfortunately, I still don't have a good way of dealing with grass types at this point. I will very soon, but for now I'm still stuck using Manfred's Psybeam, which is 2 KOs rather than 1 KO, and it's horrible. Horrible, I say. But yeah, he goes down pretty easily too. And who do we have last? We have Tranquil. I forget if you've seen this guy before. He's evolution of B-Dove. And he's basically like any other normal flying type Pokemon from the beginning of the game. It's just not too tough to beat him. Yeah, and then Berlanga, of course, has Smackdown, which lays the Smackdown, so to speak. And overall Sharon is not difficult at this point. Is he ever? I don't think so. As per usual. Anyway, he gets all frustrated because, I can't beat you, you're the protagonist, ugh. That guy's head is on fire. Yep, and that's Alder, who is the Unova region champion, which you'll find out at least twice in this cutscene. And basically, you can pause that to read it, but basically he's saying, hey, you shouldn't be focused on being the very best like no one ever was. You should focus on the journey and having fun and enjoying yourself. That's the true life of a Pokemon master. And basically Sharon's like, you're stupid. I don't care if you're the champion, you're stupid. And in order to prove a point, he has us beat up small children. It makes so much sense. And I show this because it's a plot important battle, not because it's actually hard or notable at all. In my original playthrough, somehow Sharon actually lost 2 Pokemon. 2 Pokemon fainted in this battle, and I lost like half health on 1 Pokemon. Sharon sucks. A lot. But yeah, here it's just using Work Up to counteract the Intimidate. If both those Herdiers had Intimidate, that would actually be pretty rude and hard. And it would force you to use like Special Attacker or understand how Intimidate works. But instead, only one. Other has what other ability is, I don't even remember. Yeah, counteract the Intimidate and just use some return and let things die. I still think the fight against the 2 Galactic admins at the top of Mount Coronet and Diamond Pearl Platinum, the double battle there, was a really good example of a challenging, diverse double battle. Especially since you'd kind of been built up to those villains before, and like you were familiar with everyone's team basically, and you could be creative. But here it's just, yay, you've teamed up with your rival to fight a couple of Herdiers against preschoolers. Against preschoolers! That's the part I can't get over. Like, if Alder really wanted to be a boss, he could have just curb stomped him and been like Lance, you know? But instead he just had to teach us a lesson about enjoying the journey, etc. Even though they're preschoolers and probably can't leave home yet, and there's fireworks outside. Maybe Alder is like, he reminds me of Goku for some reason, I don't know why, maybe the hair. But I just like how his name is Alder, and that's a tree. And it's like how all the professors are named after trees, but then this guy's named after a tree, and he's not a professor, and it's weird. I don't actually understand why, but it lends him some significance. Anyway, she fights you with all 3 pan monkeys, goddammit. And this lady will buy anything edible from you for equal or higher price than you'd be able to sell to a shop. So Big Mushroom will get you same value as a nugget here. You could use it for other more useful things, but I probably won't be doing that, so money is nice. And here, let's just fight some guys. This guy will give you an electric guitar accessory that you can use in the Pokemon musicals. That's pretty badass, I'll admit. If I ever do another musical, I will use electric guitar. I'm never going to do another musical. And then we can head up to this grassy area up here with another trainer fight that I won't show, and a couple items. In the process of editing this, I see just how much is redundant in these games, or in this game in particular. You see the same Pokemon over and over, and I'm tempted to just say screw it and skip over. But then you have, like, the one trainer on the route that has an interesting Pokemon that you haven't seen before, Palpitoad, which is the evolution of Tympole. And again, he's a lot like Marshtomp, and he dies, because Lilo is really overleveled. It's gonna change at some point. At some point, Lilo is gonna struggle. But it's not this day. Anyway, grab a revive there that I'll never use. And I believe a zinc? Yes, a zinc. Some sort of vitamin, I don't even remember what it boosts. If I were into the metagame still, I would probably remember. Might be some special move, who knows. Anyway, Elisa uses her magical walkie-talkie powers, or telephone, to lower the drawbridge. Yeah, when a cutscene like that is impressive for this series, you know that the series has been stagnating. But yeah, now we can head over to Driftveil City. I think it's a city. I don't even remember, probably. Via the bridge. Bridges are cool. Yeah. Now bridges have this theme. Bridges are a happy place. Bridges are a place where you can talk to people, or just ride your bike, feel the wind in your hair, and do whatever you want to do. Bridges give you the power of independence, of strength. They'll reward you for doing what you want to do. On a bridge, the world is your oyster. You have the power. And we're over here in Driftveil City, which is like... Wow, I was just reading that really quickly. And of course Sharon is having yet another unpleasant run-in with a significant political Pokemon figure. Apparently lowering the drawbridge allowed Team Plasma to escape, and Clay is not happy about that. And we have to go find him before we can challenge him. Even though, you know, it's kind of his job to take all challengers, but whatever. Next time, we will head after Team Plasma, and I will see you guys next time.